Mid-2000s gaming went full hood with rap soundtracks and playable characters. A lot of people give San Andreas credit for starting the trend, but Jam Vendetta was the game that kicked it all off, making a whopping 30 million and showing publishers that hip-hop could sell big on consoles. The 2000s were the decade hip-hop truly blew up and went mainstream.
Hey y'all ready to kick this off tonight? I mean, you heard with me?
Hip-hop, video games, wrestling. Jam Vendetta brought them together in 2003. Using Aki's wrestling engine, it let you battle with 46 characters, including real-life Def Jam artists. The story even had D-Mob, a villain clearly inspired by Surge Knight. The story behind it is crazy. Aki had a WCW engine ready, but WCW went under. EA had the engine and no license, and Def Jam's Kevin Liles saw an opportunity to bring hip-hop into gaming bigger than just a soundtrack, and the rest is history. NBA Street Volume 2 changed the game, bringing street ball to life on urban courts across the USA with a fire hip-hop soundtrack. It wasn't just a game, it was a full-on celebration of street ball.
What you wanna mess with a nigga like me?
True Crime LA dropped players into the streets of LA as a police officer navigating gangs, crime and making tough moral choices. With a hip-hop soundtrack and a fully realized city, the open world felt alive. It wasn't just a police game, it was a close-up on hood life in LA.
Yeah! Bam! Yeah! Boom, nigga!
In 2003, Lowrider brought the hydraulics, chrome and cruising culture of the East LA to the PlayStation 2. This rhythm-based game let players customize their own lowriders and complete in hopping, dancing and cruising events. With a soundtrack rich in hip-hop and funk, it celebrated the culture of lowriders.
Game day, punk, and you about to take one for the team.
Fight for New York was a sequel to Vendetta, but it hit way harder and had rappers throwing hands in the hood. The whole lineup felt like the Source Awards in video game form. You could also create your own fighter, choose their fighting style and customize their clothes and bling. The music, the fashion, the attitude made this one of the most hood games of all time.
Oh shit, here we go again.
In late 2004, Rockstar dropped GTA San Andreas and changed the game forever. This wasn't just another GTA, nah, this was hood royalty. Like Boyz in the Hood or Menace to Society. It was street politics, family loyalty, betrayal, survival, all wrapped in one open world. CJ came back to bury his mum and ended up fighting to rebuild Grove Street. San Andreas was ahead of its time. You could eat, work out, change your style, even pimp your ride. Even 20 years later, San Andreas still hasn't been topped. No game captured the culture, the grind and the chaos quite like it. Everyone was talking Need for Speed Underground, but then Namco slid in with a challenger, Street Racing Syndicate. Syndicate was built to compete directly with Underground, same flashy rides, same late night energy, but with its own twist. This one had real cars, deep tuning options, and a rep system that actually mattered. In 2004, The Sims was all about suburban houses and green lawns, but EA flipped the script with the Herb Sims in the city, a game that said nah, we're taking this to the streets. This was The Sims with attitude, hip-hop culture, fashion, nightclubs and style. You weren't just raising families, you were raising your rep. And yeah, the Black Eyed Peas were actually in the game. That's how deep EA went with the culture. Need for Speed Underground 2 was that game that made you feel like you were living in a Fast and Furious movie. Custom rides, neon lights, and city streets soaked in rain. What made Underground 2 special wasn't just the cars, it was the vibe. EA gave us an open city for the first time in the series. You could drive around, hit up races, find car shops, and slowly build your rep as the underground king.
Come on, fool! He's out!
NFL Street ditched the pads and took football to the streets. Crazy spins and playground chaos. Dripped out in streetwear and backed by hip hop beats. It was about attitude, style and pure swagger on every play.
Yeah, baby! Jam street dope, all sweat and brain damage. Right here in a little blue pill.
Bad Boys Miami Takedown brought the chaos of Bad Boys 2 to consoles, putting you in the shoes of Mike and Marcus as they tore through Miami's gangs, cartels and explosions. It wasn't a masterpiece, but it still delivered those cinematic moments fans wanted. NBA Ballers brought flash and swagger to basketball gaming. It wasn't just about winning, it was about style, one-on-one battles, earning jewelry, cars and cribs, pure hoops, pure hustle, pure hip-hop, and the sequel kept that vibe going strong. Get on the Mic was the world's first hip-hop karaoke game, putting players in the shoes of an aspiring rap star. From freestyling in the streets to performing in sold-out stadiums, volume and timing often mattered more than skill, but the culture, style and music made it a crucial, if largely forgotten, piece of the era's hip-hop gaming puzzle. NBA Street v3 took basketball straight into the streets. Graffiti, city courts and raw street ball attitude, tricks and flashy moves ruled, and player customization let you deck out your baller in full street wear. It wasn't just hoops, it was style, swagger and domination. Juiced dropped you to urban street racing, where it wasn't just speed, it was style, turf and respect. Upgrade your rides, manage your crew and throw down. Narc was a gritty mid-2000s reboot of the 80s arcade classic. You played two cops in a world of drugs and crime, and you could fight it or join it, taking drugs for stat boost while chasing down dealers. 187 Ride or Die dropped in the mid-2000s and was basically Mario Kart with guns. You played as Buck, voiced by Lorenz Tate, which gave it instant street cred, racing, shooting and surviving in chaos. Cars had weapons, nitro and heavy bass, making every race pure reckless fun with attitude. Midnight Club Dub Edition was the ultimate luxury street racing flex. Rockstar and Dub Magazine brought early 2000s car culture to life. LA, San Diego and Detroit, full of shortcuts, chaos and neon lit streets. Customizing rides was everything and style mattered as much as speed. With a hip hop, rock and electro soundtrack, every race felt like a late night street meet. It wasn't just racing, it was pure swagger on wheels.
You got something to say? Spill it.
Beatdown Fist of Vengeance lets you play 4 characters, climb in the underground crime world, recruit gangs, take over turf, and dish out brutal street combat. Heavy punches, weapons, and chaos on every corner.
You done already? Shit.
Crime Life Gang Wars. This wasn't just some random brawler. Konami straight up jumped on the Hood Simulator wave with this one. You play Trey, taking control of your crew, claiming neighborhoods, and running the streets. Pure beat them up action. Fists, kicks, weapons. Everything you needed to remind rival gangs who's boss.
Hey, big man, I won't let you down. You guys better be ready for the real thing.
Rockstar Games took us back to the 1970s, straight into the heart of gang territory with the Warriors. Based on a cult classic film, this game put you in the shoes of the infamous street crew trying to survive a single night in New York City. This wasn't about modern guns or jewelry, it was fist, bats, chains and pure chaos in the streets. You fought rival gangs across rooftops, subway stations and alleyways, all while keeping your crew alive. True Crime New York City dropped you into the Big Apple as Marcus Reed, an NYPD detective cleaning up the streets or bending the rules to earn fair and respect. The city was alive with rival gangs, neon lit corners and non-stop chaos, capturing the gritty pulse of NYC's underworld.
I want it. Let's steal. Ronaldinho? Wait, who? He's kept his cool and put it away.
Fever Street took football to alleys, rooftops and urban courts. Tricks, flair and style ruled. It wasn't just about goals, but swagger, creativity and street credibility.
Replay, replay, replay for that goal there. 50 Cent, the hardest motherfucker on the streets.
Late 2005, 50 Cent wasn't just dropping albums, he was dropping bodies in video games. 50 Cent Bulletproof put you in the middle of his world, where guns, gangs and bling ruled the streets. You played as 50 himself, fighting to take down rival gangs and survive the betrayals of the NYC underworld. It was like an interactive music video, with 50's tracks pumping through every mission, and the story, pure hip-hop action movie vibes, betrayal, revenge and the rise to power. It was more than a game, it was 50 Cent's gangster persona in your hands.
Shit, I impress myself sometimes.
Take your ass somewhere else, homeboy.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm talking to you, fool.
Namco dropped Urban Reign in 2005. It beat them up with attitude. You played Brad Hawk, a character so corny, he made you roll your eyes. The streets were packed with enemies, weapons and chaos. Every fight was flashy, violent and cringeworthy in all the right ways. It wasn't exactly realistic, but it was right on brand with Namco. It was Namco's take on a hood game, and that's exactly why we remember it. 25 to Life let you live both sides of the law. You could play as a gangster, running the streets, committing crimes and climbing your gang's ranks, or as a cop, hunting down criminals. One mission you're dodging bullets as a street hustler, the next you're enforcing the law, hunting down gang members. 25 to Life wasn't flawless, but it was hood to the bone.
How can he not get pissed, man? Dallas just shot 6 for 20. What's up with that?
Mark Echo's getting up contents under pressure wasn't just a game, it was a movement. You played the train, a graffiti artist fighting to reclaim the city from corrupt corporations and rival gangs, and it was all about street culture, style and expression. There was stealth and beat 'em up combat rolled into one. Spray cans in one hand, you climbed, leapt and tagged your way through the city, leaving your mark everywhere. It wasn't just action, it was rebellion. Every graffiti tag was a statement. The streets are yours if you've got the guts to take them.
Just stay down, punk.
Vice City Stories peeled back the glossy side of Vice City and showed the grind. You played Victor Vance, caught between family, survival and the streets, climbing through turf wars, drug deals and flashy missions, dripping with hip hop, funk and that raw urban soul.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When we go in there, it's gonna be rough.
2006, Saints Row hit the street and became the best GTA clone ever made. You weren't just surviving, you were building an empire. Recruit crews, take turf, customize everything and climb to the top of Stillwater. It was bold, loud and chaotic, mixing gang warfare, humor and pure street swagger. Saints Row wasn't subtle, but that's what made it legendary.
3, 2, 1, go!
LA Rush put you in the driver's seat of LA's street scene. Fast cars, slick tricks and hip hop energy. It wasn't deep, but it nailed that LA vibe and attitude.
Slow, slower, and slower. I don't even know where to start with this one. Come on, let's go get it.
MTV Paint My Ride let you roll with Exhibit, turning junk cars into street legends with races, minigames and wild customizations. It caught the show's flash, even if the gameplay couldn't keep up. Def Jam Fight for NY, The Takeover, brought the street fighting chaos to PSP. Fight with hip hop legends, pull off crazy combos, and fight across city venues with new characters, moves, and a storyline leading up to Vendetta. It was a fresh, bite-sized dose of chaos. B-Boy brought the streets to your PSP in a different way. Instead of turf wars, it was about rhythm, style and breakdancing battles. You could challenge crews from around the world, unlock new moves, customize outfits and earn respect on the global B-Boy circuit.
We're gonna go down to the scrapyard, kill all those boys and be home by dinner time.
Gangs of London brought the urban chaos to the PSP, offering a deep dive into London's criminal underworld. The Con brought a unique twist to the PSP fighting scene. Players dive into the underworld of illegal fighting tournaments where every match is a gamble. You weren't just throwing punches, you were playing a crowd, hustling your way to the top and betting on yourself. Fair and Respect was a cancelled game John Singleton was working on that starred Snoop Dogg. It was meant to be a story-driven gang game, but Midway pulled the plug, claiming the market had too many urban games. Def Jam Icon made the music a part of the fight. Every punch, kick and slam synced to the beat, and arenas reacted to the soundtrack. It lost 98% of its street fighting charm, but on the flip side, it delivered the grittiest story in the series. NBA Street Home Court wasn't just basketball. It was street ball on steroids. This game turned every dunk, alley-oop and crossover into pure spectacle with over-the-top moves and city courts that felt alive. This game took street basketball to the next level. And with that said, the NBA Street and Def Jam fighting game series were dead. 2008, Saints Row 2 wasn't messing around. Customize your character, crew, and cars and take over the city your way. It leaned into humor and over the top antics, but the hood energy was still there, just turned up to 11. The golden era of the mid 2000s street games was starting to wind down.
That bitch took my skull.
I'm with you, 50, let's go!
50 Cent Blood on the Sand was surprisingly solid. Taking 50 out of NYC and into a Middle Eastern war zone somehow worked. Over the top action, destructible environments, and crazy combos made it feel like a hip hop John Wick, and that was the end of an era.